Alright, so just gonna get straight into this here. So this is our Mechtitan meme deck, brought to you by a lot of us in the CGB Discord. So the premise here is, or should probably be fairly obvious, is Mechtitan Core. And if you don't know what Mechtitan Core is, that's why I got it up here just in case. What it does is pay 5, exile Mechtitan Core and 4 other artifact creatures and or vehicles you control. Create Mechtitan, a legendary 10/10 construct artifact creature token with flying, vigilance, trample, lifelink, and haste that's all colors. When that token leaves the battlefield, return all cards exiled with Mechtitan Core except Mechtitan Core to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control. Then we've got the token on the other side. Like I said, all colors, flying, vigilance, trample, lifelink, haste, and it is a 10/10. So Mechtitan is a weird card. It's something that I personally have been messing with since it came out back in Kamigawa. And it never works, but it feels so good when it does. Haven't tried this iteration just yet. This is going to be fresh into it for all of us, and that is one of our goals, I should say, is Mechtitan Core. We do also have a sort of beatdown idea with the Patchwork Automaton. The plan here is going to be get it on the board. We have all these other 1-drops. Drop them, good to go. I just like the ward 2 especially. One thing that we have seen recently is that ward creatures can be a pain to deal with. That being said, a good example would be even Rafine. It has ward 1, but it always is such a pain to have to deal with. Any kind of ward cost, even if it's not a mana value, look at Graveyard Trespasser, like, that card is nuts. I mean, it's always been good, but even more recently now, you're just like, how do I deal with this? Because they're always chaining those Graveyard Trespassers, so how do you keep killing them off if you're constantly having to discard? So it works really well, especially with Lily. That's why black is very strong right now, at least one of the reasons. But that's why we like ward cost. Tolarian Terror is another one that's real common right now. It's just one of those things that it doesn't seem like a lot, but it can be game-changing. So that's why we want to try out Automaton. It's something we've, a lot of us, I think, have probably looked at in the past. So we're going to try and shove it in here and hope it works. Just the other cards I'm excited about as far as win cons. We do also have Shivan Devastator. Many of you have probably run into it in mono red lists. They always run it just kind of as a mana sink if they get to that point. It's a fireball. I mean, the only difference is it can be killed. So there are easier ways to stop it, especially for a lot of these decks. Now, we're likely to never play this as a beatdown creature. This is something that we're likely going to use as a late game finisher, because ideally we would probably want it around the ballpark of, I would say, either a 3/3 or 4/4, and at that point, we're further into the game, so we may want to use it for those beatdowns, but we're probably never going to play it as an early creature, unless we're desperate and stuck on mana or something like that. But that's supposed to be a finisher. And the reason it's a finisher is because we also have Miria. So we have her for tempo, so we can always tap down some of the stuff if we're not attacking and try and dig for something, whether it be a Shivan Devastator or whether it be a Patchwork Automaton. Something like that is likely what we'll be using it for, trying to fetch something that can help us in the current situation. So we can use it to grab like a Lizard Blades to go ahead and dump on, let's say, a Patchwork Automaton and get that down. So it really just depends. Like, we're going to have options here. It's just to help with the tempo, but it also synergizes with Shivan Devastator. If we needed to go over the top, tap all of our stuff, fireball the opponent. That's one of our game plans. Disruption Protocol, it's effectively just to try and maintain the board state, because we are running a lot of 1 and 2 drops, so more than likely the things that we're going to want to counterspell is stuff that wipes our board. Now, they might try and throw spot removal, like if we drop a Devastator, maybe we can leave like 2 blue open and use that for like a Disruption Protocol. So we have options here, and That's what Disruption Protocol is for. It's mostly for protecting our win conditions and potentially things that get us to our win conditions. Again, situational, just nice to have. At least that's the theory. Let's see. Mechanaut, I think a lot of us have seen it. Reduces artifact costs. Not a lot to see there. Yoda Declares War was one that collectively we really all wanted to try. Haven't seen it anywhere. Again, I only really play constructed formats like Standard and Historic, so haven't seen Yoda Declares War anywhere. So curious to try it out. First chapter, you can go ahead and create a 0/2 colorless Thopter token that synergizes with our Mechtitan. And just the ability, we can also use it as a removal spell if we need to. So we can go into Yoda Declares War, jump to chapter 2 if we need to, and we can blow up potentially, you know, a creature or a planeswalker. So it has pretty cool stuff. We're not likely to use chapter 3 unless we're on the beatdown plan. I don't foresee situations where we're going to read ahead specifically for that. Maybe as some kind of finisher, I don't really know, but I don't foresee it being something we're probably going to use intentionally. It's probably just going to, as it rides out in the match when we hit chapter 3 naturally, not likely a read ahead. Other than that, that's pretty much our game plan. Anchor to Reality just lets us go ahead and tutor up something if we need to. So if we need to sacrifice an Iron Apprentice, which gives us that +1 counter when it dies, we can put that on another creature. And we can use this to tutor up a Mechtitan core if we needed to. And that's just another option that we have available to us just to get us to one of our win cons. 22 lands, prioritizing red because I feel like that's what we're going to want to see more, followed by blue, because like I said, our blue in Disruption Protocol is something that we're looking towards later to do. Mechanaut is not necessarily something we have to play on to, and I mean we would like to, but the reality is that it synergizes better with Patchwork Automaton and Mechtitan core when they're down first. So Mechanaut's just something to go over the top if we need to on the beatdown plan, but it's not something we absolutely have to play on to. Again, this is all just a test. We're trying it out, ramp stuff if we needed it, and a 1-drop artifact creature synergizes as well with Mechtitan. Not too hard, or doesn't feel too bad to draw one later in the game if we still have an automaton down. Again, still just a trial, because another thing that is on the menu for consideration is going to be, almost just knocked my drink over, forgot it was there, Dragon Spark. So Dragon Spark Reactor. So if you haven't ever seen this card, 1 red and 1 artifact. Whenever Dragon Spark Reactor or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a charge counter on Dragon Spark Reactor. Pay 4, sack it. It deals damage equal to the number of charge counters on it to target player, and that much damage to up to 1 target creature. So this is a fun one. I've used this one before, and every time I've ever played it, it's usually pretty successful because it forces the opponent to deal with it, because it's not necessarily a clock, but it can be. And it can be very fast, because at first, a lot of people will overlook it. They're like, okay, well, it costs 4 to blow up. And then before you know it, it's got like 6-7 counters on it. They're already at a low life total. They're not in a good spot. I've run it in Rakdos decks before. There's actually a Rakdos list going around. I may actually do a video on that one later. But basically, blood tokens crank up Dragon Spark. They're in a bad spot. Same game plan here. We have a lot of artifacts. It's something that's on the list and on that menu to consider. Right now we're running things like Seismic Wave, and could be good, could be bad. This one I'm on the fence about, and we'll just see what happens, because we may end up running something like Dragon Spark Reactor in it too, because at least it gives us another artifact. Now, that helps us with Myria, doesn't help us with Mechtitan Core because it's not a creature, but might be something we consider. Right now, though, this is the list, this is what we're rolling with, and so, yeah, let's get into it. Mechtitan meme, here we go, game 1. kind of shifting around in my chair over here. So, and I apologize as well. I know everybody else edits stuff and they skip over this part, the parts when the opponents are roping. I'm lazy. I don't like editing right now. I could. I'm also not too familiar with it, but ultimately I will get to that point. But for now, just bear with me. As for this opening hand, 3-land, Iron Apprentice, Shivan Devastator, Myria, Yoda declares war. I'm not mad at this. I'm going to keep it. We are perfectly fine. We are on curve. We'll say that loosely because, I mean, what really is our curve? So we'll see what happens. Okay, Kumano. So probably mono red, which is always fun to play against. We don't need double, so we're probably gonna end up wanting to favor a large Devastator here. So right now we're just gonna get in for 1. He's probably gonna haste, but we will drop this because at worst this is a shock. So that could be good for us. We could have also maybe benefited from waiting and picking off the Kumano when that flips. And I'm not mad about this because now we're blowing up the Phoenix chick. No blocks. Now he can respond. I'm going to do this and blow up the Phoenix chick. Because we want him off creatures, and this is one that's just really going to be annoying in the long run. And then we're probably going to go ahead and play Myria. I mean, we could... Yeah, I think it's going to be Myria. I'm good with that. I don't like the fact that I'm doing a damage to myself. But that's okay. It's a 3-3, so it's going to force him into a situation where he has to respond. Yeah, he's gonna... Okay, well that's good for us, because if he's play with firing face, he either has another one, or he's planning to lightning strike this turn. Or just play a 3-3. I mean, it could very easily be a 3-3. 3-2. We are gonna leave that alone, I think. I think that's what we do here. We would take 4, go to 10, but he's gassing out, and this is only for the turn, so we're going to take that, I think. That could be wrong, but gut says that that's what I should be doing. So I think it's this, and we're going to get in for the damage. Now the question really becomes, do we want the 2-3? Or, I'm sorry, not the 2-3, the 2-2? Because what, I mean, I think we're gonna have to. It's just we have to take the point of damage for it. We are gonna do, oh, it's when this dies though, because it's not gonna, because of the etching. So yeah, it's just gonna be for 4. This is gonna have to stay back for the etching. It's unfortunate, but I think that's just what it is. So what I'll probably do is, do I pitch? I think I have to pitch the Apprentice. Because it depends on what he does here. Because, okay, that's a problem. That is a problem. Man, but you know... Do I win this race at all? This can't attack anyways? I mean, it can, but it's not a good attack. But he would have to possibly block here. So what would that be? 3... 7... Be 9... Or do we try and stall him? I think we try and stall him. Okay. And just hope he doesn't have something a lot better. It's not great. The problem is we want something bigger than an Uvenwald oddity. So if he slams another oddity, we take 6, go to 2. That puts us in lightning strike range and play with fire range. If we don't attack, if we don't play it, that's bad. If we do play it, we have a 4/4 blocker. We block the etchings, but then we have to give up our Devastator on the next turn. That still also feels bad. I think we're gambling this one. No attacks. Because worst case scenario, I go to 6. Okay. So 5. We'll have to block like that. This is still bad though, because I take 4 either way, right? No. I just have to hope he doesn't have another. I wonder if that means then that I was supposed to attack that last 2 turns ago. I probably was. Okay, now I'm just dead either way. And that was a tough spot, because he's gonna drop a nasty 4-drop. Like, we have to almost guarantee it at this point. It's just, which one can I insulate myself from the most? And it's not a pretty position to be in. And I also don't claim to be the best player, but I think the play was that we were supposed to then attack like 2 turns ago and try to get in as many points of damage as we could, instead of trying to go further in with the Myria. I wonder if that was what we were supposed to do then. Because then we would have been in an awkward block situation that other turn, and we would have been screwed. Man, I don't know. It's a tough call. I think here we're gonna... Goldhound is just better. I mean, they're both good, but we're gonna want both more than likely, because I don't think we have another 2-drop like option coming. Unless we get a Patchwork Automaton, which would be awesome as well. Then we would still be inclined to obviously hold one of these. So either way, I think we lead with Goldhound, just because it's more likely to get in that 1 damage. And see, that's not bad for us. This can wait. And then we're going to get in for 1. And then we're going to... It's kind of funny. It should just say, tap, Goldhound becomes a treasure. Like, that's really all it is. Or, you may use Goldhound as a treasure. Same concept. So this is interesting. We want to get in for damage. We could get in for 4, because this is on cast. Yeah, I think we go for it. We're going to try and put him on the beat down. Okay. Now the question here is... Oh man, this is tough. Yeah, I think we're getting in. Yeah, I think this is how I'm supposed to do it, because we're gonna want to do this. We probably should have played Yotia first, but I think we don't want to target it yet. we want to leave it on the next turn because we may end up seismic waving in response. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, we still might be okay. Why are we drawing so much land? This, this, this. And then he's probably gonna have a slip out the back. Yup. Resolve. It's gonna be a very big hit next turn. It's okay, we'll block it with a Gold Hound. We'll try and blunt some of... Oh, we can't, because he's got the stupid security bypass. For a 22 lander, I didn't expect to hit 5, I'll tell you that much. Are we giving up the Patchwork Automaton? Oh, again, I can't block. I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm so used to having the option to block. But not today. I'm going to be taking a lot. Well, at least it's only the 10, or possibly 11. Or 10. Does that mean he just has... He must have nothing but... Not... It's just gotta be protection spells, right? Yeah. Okay. So, I guess we're just gonna do this. Yeah, why not? Wait, what? Oh. I'm dead on the back crack anyways, right? Let's see. Nope, didn't get there. So we are gonna say it's gotta be this. Now the question is he gonna like slip out the back or do it to one of mine? I think he's gonna march. He has to have the march or something to stop it, otherwise he's just dead. Yep. Yep. Now, I'm not sure if I should be upset that I'm losing to decks that I don't even ever run into. And then I think, well, it's because I'm playing a deck that is also one of those. These are like the 40 and less % win rate decks. Like these are the subpar, might squeak out a couple of wins, but they're extremely gimmicky. That's what I'm getting paired against. But that's what I am. So, I mean, the name of the deck is Mechtitan meme, so it's not like we're out here trying to just crush it. But this could be something that could work to our advantage algorithm-wise, because it might be something that we could use to so we get paired against not mono black. That's really all I'm focused on. But them opening with Rafine's Tower means we're playing against Esper, which is equally horrifying. So we're gonna get in for one first. They're probably looking at like, what is this deck? Okay, well now I feel bad because I should have known that they were playing a Fairy Vandal. But now I just have to be a sad panda. Haven't seen this deck in a very long time, surprisingly. Totally forgot about Fairy Vandal. And I should have known. Horrible, horrible content. This is interesting because we don't... Oh, man. Because we would have to sacrifice the Gold Hound anyway, so yeah, we'll just run out some Gold Hounds. Can't stop the automaton from growing. We'll do one of each. He's like, this thing is growing. He's probably thinking about bouncing it. That's what I would think. Okay. Yeah. I'm fine with the 4/4. I mean, I lose a walking board for it. I mean, that's not the worst possible thing. Because, I mean, how do you feel throwing a make disappear at a wall? Like, it can't feel great. I think we're still saving the Mechtitan. And grow the automaton. Now the question is, can he flash in 2 Fairy Vandals? Maybe. Maybe. There's 1. There's 3. Okay, I don't know if he just accidentally skipped over blocks. What? 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 We just beat Esper, and it's not like he was screwed on mana. And he opened with 2 Fairy Vandals and Resolute Reinforcements. I wonder if he just got tilted because he meant to block the Gold Hound and kill it. But that's also a bad play, right? Because then he loses one of those for sure. And is the token really that great? I mean, do you trade for the Gold Hound? Like, I don't know. I mean, either way, he ends up in a situation where he's staring down the barrel of 9. And then the Gold Hound would die then. Oh, but you know what? He had the Fairy Vandal. He would have still had to block with 2 things. He still would have lost one of those. So I don't know. I mean, it's not a big deal. I think it's just overthinking it, but we beat Esper. That's all I care about. I'm going to play 7 matches, by the way. We are on 3 so far. 0-1. Oh, I'm sorry. That would be incorrect. It would be 1-2. It's been a long time since I've had to report any kind of standing results officially on a Paper Magic event. I missed that though. I need to get back into it. Like I feel like I've been so nervous because I haven't really played Paper like in a while. It's been like 3 years, and I'm like, what if I make a fool out of myself? Because I can't remember like basic stack rules and stuff like that. Not that even friggin' Arena I feel is ever always perfect with it. Sometimes it's rare, but I have seen it happen where it's just wonky. Especially years back. Yeah, I guess we keep this. Iron Apprentice is always nice, because if we have Lizard Blades, we just don't want them to play blue? Okay, perfect. They can think we're mono red until they see an Iron Apprentice. They could just maybe think, hey, it's budget gamer mono red, but mono red's already pretty budget. Or it can be. Maybe not right now. Let's see what happens. That is swamp number 2. And that is the generic swamp. So this is the literal net deck version. Oh, okay, okay. Usually basic swamps means they just pulled it straight from the internet. What's it gonna be? Lizard Blades? I figured. That is perfectly fine. Land. Get in for 1 automaton. The thing is it would cost them 3 to kill an automaton. Correction, 4, because it depends on what they're using. But, oh, are we just playing a discard deck? Alrighty. This is awkward. I think it's the Iron Apprentice. I think I can get there from here. Myria, it could have been, but if they want to go for it, then that's fine too. It is probably... I think it's Seismic Wave. Yeah. Okay. I think that's awkward. I forgot I don't have green. So I am amazing at this game. I'm not mad. You're mad. That was the dumbest thing I could have done. I'm piloting like a complete scrub right now. I'm like thinking I had my colors, but Shivan Reef isn't. And we are gonna go. What happens here? We are gonna go. If it had counters on it, put those. I think it's gonna be on the Apprentice because if it dies, I still get the counters. So he would. I mean, he could just Meathook for 2 here, or he can Shouldred. That is also an acceptable option. We're gonna do this. And then we could attack with the Automaton, put it on the Goldhound. But we're probably gonna sacrifice the Goldhound for the Myria anyways. And he's not really incentivized to attack. Okay. I mean, that's fine because it tries to keep us a little bit stable. I think we're going to probably lose it from here. And then we'll get rid of Myria. I don't know. Can't block. I think it's actually still this, but then we're still screwed. So I think it might be this. Yeah, I can get rid of the Goldhound. I mean, I probably shouldn't. But all of their stuff is 1, and they can't block with the bird. And they have to block with both, so I think it's just a good attack. Yeah, I think that's the right block. I'm almost positive of it. Because that usually also flags here that there's a good chance they're going to hit me with a discard this turn for another bird. Argosy. That's interesting. I guess that's for virus beetles, perhaps. That's not surprising. Not surprising. The thing here is I don't really want to get rid of my Goldhound. Don't really want to get rid of my Bulwark either. I think the play here Iron Apprentice is just a good blocker. So he has 1 card in hand. He's going to crew up probably with the bird. Well, he has no incentive to really attack with the Raven Man either, huh? So this prevents the discard. we really like Goldhound because we could turn it potentially into a 3/3 with First Strike and Menace. That's tough. I think it's going to be Miriam. I don't like this play, but I feel like having this extra blocker potentially could matter, because now he's not going to attack with Shouldred. And he could, but it's a bad thing to do. Now, I also think attacking with the Patchwork Automaton is a bad thing to do, because would he trade his Shouldred? This also holds the Argosy at bay. So I think no attacks. We go see if we can go one more turn and see what happens. At least we know we're not discarding. Okay. The stick here leads me to believe that it is a cut down. Okay. Crack open another sparkling water. Brought to you by Kirkland's. Okay. That's what I figured it would be. So we resolve that. It hurts, but it is not game ending. Does he have another cut down? Or is he just reading because he doesn't know what it does? Because who plays Walking Bulwark in ladder? That's my best guess. But he is going into attacks. And he is only attacking with the bird. Interesting. So this does leave open the option of an Argosy attack. Or block, I should say. That is a Shivan Devastator. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can make it a 4/4. So the question is, do we do that or do we dig? Are we digging? What can we draw? Now, trying to get to a Mechtitan could be something that we want to do. The problem is, what would we tap? Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. We're digging. It's gonna be a land watch. Okay. I have to take a point of damage for that, but it does make my automaton bigger, and it blocks the bird. Now the question now becomes, do we make a 2/2 Devastator with the assumption that he has a discard? I think we do. I think we have to. But then what do we lose? Can we make it a 1/1? That doesn't go toe-to-toe with a bird very well. But I mean, we're playing pretty much everything. So, yeah. I think we have to play. Now, you know what? I don't think it matters if he makes us discard it. Because a 1/1 seems pretty shitty. And a 2/2 doesn't seem great. So, I think we just say go. And we have no more timeouts, so I can't be roping anyone anymore. They gain 2. Now they have 2 cards in hand. I never like that feeling. Okay, one is a swamp. Okay, And with all the touching, I can assume that it is probably some sort of removal. It is extract the truth. That is fine. It's unfortunate that he had 3 of them, but it is what it is, right? That's the shuffler in a nutshell. He's still not inclined to attack at all, because Iron Apprentice will just go ahead and give something counters. So the attacks here are not good, because he could potentially just lose his Shouldred outright, and then he's screwed. It's not a good draw. Not a good draw. So is it the Iron Apprentice? If he blocks this, I would probably dump that on the Myria. And then I have a 5/5 Myria, and now he can't attack with that. I'll just keep the Shouldred at bay, maybe? We'll see what we draw anyways, because could be something useful. Didn't think that I would end up having to think at all with this. That's a good draw. So we're gonna just do the, actually, it's gonna be this. I actually should have just done it. I forgot it's each. Mistargeted. I did it. I was thinking it was 2 damage to anything and 1 damage to any target or any creature they control or whatever. That's my bad. I'm a dum-dum. A dum-a-dum-dum. So I'm gonna go in. I want to know how he blocks. I don't think he blocks with Shouldred. I think he blocks with Argosy. Or he takes it. So then what is his game plan? I can assume he's gonna swing. Because I can lose my Myria here. So the problem now becomes I die next turn. So what do I have to do? I have to kill Shouldred, but how do I kill Shouldred? Or gain life? Lizard Blades, but that doesn't do anything. Man. Alright. I think this is the only thing we can do is dig. Is a Gold Hound. Play the Gold Hound. I mean, maybe there's a reason. No, that ain't it. He's just gonna block with the Argosy. And then that is all she wrote. Can only hope that he blocks with it. Yeah. That is all she wrote. So, I would have to say in situations like this, We may want to put this stop because, yeah, no, there's really nothing we can do. Boop. Anchored. Oh my goodness. That would have been useful turns ago because then I could have grabbed the Mechtitan and had triggered it by now. But it is what it is. I wasn't particularly optimistic per se going into this, but it's something that I definitely wanted to try. And then I have other people playing an iteration of it, and theirs is going off, whereas mine dies to children. So, yeah, but that's against the mono green. Like, I mean, I had a good one too, so it's not like, I don't know, it's hard to say. That is super awkward, right? I mean, it's not... Man, I don't know. I don't think I keep this. Maybe I do. Yeah. I'm just going to play all these hands, unless they're, like, super atrocious, which this could be, and it's starting to look that way, because this is a 2 of. I'm going to take some damage... I don't know why it gives the... I mean, it's cool that you can play it for 0, because I see how there's some cool stuff you could do there, but most of the time, that's a weird thing to do. I'm going to take some damage. But I have to get creatures on the board. Nothing like drawing all of my pain lands. Especially against a creature that's going to absolutely grow. And that is not how I expected it to grow. Holy crap, that's not good. I don't think I can stop that. We can try, and it's gonna be close. It is gonna be extremely close. And the part of it that really sucks is that Kami has trample, so I can't even chump block. It's 4, right? So here, I would have to draw... a 2-drop or a 1-drop artifact. And then the next turn I would have to draw a land. Man, that's rowdy. And then the other thing is tap. I can do 3. I can kill the Weaver. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Gonna lose. I would lose 2 doing that. Why did it have to be all the pain lands? The thing is I don't survive this turn unless I have something to pitch. So I think I am just dead. Can't tap anything else. That would just be a chump. I would go to... Yeah, I'm just dead. Well, that's not fun. Well, I did tell everybody that I love playing these because it is very fun brewing, especially when it's like the timmiest of decks. Like, when it works, it feels good, but when it doesn't really feel like anything. So it's not as bad as you think it is. In Mythic, I really don't care. I made it to Mythic. I did the grind. I'm not trying to be top 500 at this point. I would like to be, and I think I have the potential, but I also just really love playing janky decks against people who also busted their ass to get here. So that's the fun of it, right? And one thing I have now learned is I hate this. It's not so bad right now because it's mostly colorless, so this is fine. We're on the play, we'll play a bulwark, and then... You know what? We don't play the bulwark. We don't need it. Because on 2 we're going to play the Patchwork Automaton. And then we can go from there. I like that plan better. Because I'd rather have something that I know is going to for sure grow it when we're not really having use for it. They played the tap land anyways, so Boros. But we're getting mana. We're doing okay. So now what we want to do, we could do that and get it for 2. And then it'd actually be 3. It's not bad either. It'd also make a 1/1. No, I think we'll do this. Because this is also still 3. Now, in the long run, the Devastator may have been the play, but for right now, I see a Mechtitan core. I'm going to flood out artifacts. See, and that's annoying, but it doesn't... It could make him just discard stuff. Yeah, that's fine too. I just would have to have another artifact to play this turn. Or no, we'll save. I think we're not playing anything this turn, unless it's like a land, or if it's a. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we do, because we're probably gonna kill a Kumano. I think that's probably the play. We're not attacking this turn. I don't think at all. It keeps the Kumanos at bay. Because having a 3/3 and an 0/3, they're just going to sit unless he wants to use the burn spell. He would probably do that either during combat or post-combat. Could also do it pre-combat to de-incentivize me from blocking, but that would be dumb. They're more incentivized to just unclog the board. I'm really not liking drawing this many pain lands when I'm playing decks that are all about going face. It doesn't feel good. So being that we know for sure we're going to want a Seismic Wave, I don't think we do anything here. Yeah, and even so, because we wouldn't have enough next turn, because we would have to have 5 mana and another artifact, or creature rather, artifact creature. So I think this is okay, because we're going to want to see what he plays here. And if he goes Thundering Raiju, I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be mad at all. So that's awkward. So I think... Okay. I mean, he's... Yeah, I had a feeling that this is probably what was going to end up happening here. So I think we're taking 5. Okay. That's going to be fun. Going to be taking 5. The fun thing about these decks, though, too, is, like, you really got to think about it. Like, what do I do here, you know? No blocks. So the question now becomes, do we seismic wave anyways? Or do we wait? I don't think we can wait, because we won't be, unless we draw a 1-drop, we won't be dropping an artifact and having the option of seismic waving. Now what we could potentially do, I don't hate that plan. Huh. Yeah. I think we gotta clean up a little bit. Just a little bit. I mean, hey, it's not a pain land. Now, the situation here is, do I play the 4/4? Because this is nice. We could do 3. I'd rather have the 5/5. Man. Yeah, I would rather have this, I think. I don't think there's a perfect answer there. This is when I wish this was like a vehicle or something, but then he would probably just blow it up knowing my luck. No attacks. Really wanted an artifact to cast, but that's cool. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to be sitting on three creatures, 5 mana, and dying, and not having anything to do about it, because I'm going to draw my artifact now, and I'm not going to be able to do a damn thing. That's annoying. It's so annoying. Okay, so resolve. Okay, so he's not attacking with the etching. We do that, and then we block this. I think we have to. It just pads the most damage. I take 11. Yep, those are my blocks. This is so bad. So bad. We didn't lose anything. We didn't gain anything either. Okay, so I somehow need to draw a land and a 1-drop artifact. I can do it. I just have to believe. I can't even use this too because of like, it's just awkward, man. I'm in such a bad spot. Now, hypothetically speaking, if I needed to, I could probably block everything. And then I'm just starting from scratch, right? Well, there's something awkward. Wish it was an Iron Apprentice. Man, that is awkward. Because if it had been an Iron Apprentice, I could cast that for 1 and then still play the Shivan Devastator off of my Rock Veil, or my Rockfall Veil. Cannot do that now. Could do 1, 2, 3, blow that up, and then have a 4. No, I have to play the Goldhound. Well, I don't have to play the Goldhound. Maybe it's that blow that up, and I'm still screwed, right? Sure. Well, unfortunately, actually, so if I survive, yeah, there's really no way aside from this. And then I die, actually, because he's gonna be overthrowing me. I forgot there's gonna be a token, and I had already tapped my Ornithopter. It doesn't matter. I was dead either way. There was literally no winning that one at that point. It's not that Boros is good, it's just that this deck is not. And I'm actually surprised at how many Devastators I've seen. There's only 2 of them in the deck. It's like the odds are not ever in my favor. Could this be the game? Could this be the one where we actually get there? I'm getting way too ahead of myself. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. No, I want the Lizard Blades, bro. He's probably like, why would he not attack for 3? Because I'm not here to aggro. I'm here to Mechtitan core. That's all I care about. I'm still gonna do this. He's probably like, what the hell? Get in there. Oh yeah, 2 damage. Now he's got a 2/2. Now he's got 2 2/2s. Let's play that. I mean, it's obviously the Mechtitan core, right? No attacks. No sir. No sir. I mean, let's be real. He's probably gonna blow up the Mechtitan core. He plays a Soul of the Wind Grace. What is this man's thinking? Bro. Watch me block with one of these. I'm a little scared. What if I block it, it does 2 and he does like a 1 point of damage? No blocks. That's scary because what if he has like a play with fire? I am not taking that chance. I am getting a Mechtitan core off. Let's go, Mechtitan. Today is the day we're gonna hit for 10, die next turn, and try it all over again. I say try it all over again, we're not, because, you know, once this is gone, that's just how it goes. Let's go, Power Rangers! Right? Assembling the Megazord. That is what happened today. Alrighty. What's he gonna do? No! No, he tore it asunder. It's okay though, we are at 28 life. We can do this. I believe. We're not out of it until we're out of it. Okay. No, I mean that's obviously smart. It's gonna go to 10. I'll be able to do what, 8 next turn? He's doing okay. Well, I mean that's fine. We're at 20. Oh no. It's the end of the world. It's not great, because, I mean, he can obviously attack for quite a bit with the reflection sticks, but... Oh, no. Nope, we lost. We lost, boys. We lost. Cruelty of Gix. Now, he had it. Well, that's the shame. I mean, he's a Jun nerd. Jun nerds are gonna be Jun nerds, and it's just gonna end. There's not a lot that's gonna happen here. That's 7. That was 7. So let me just double check. I'm pretty sure that was 7. That was, let's see, I'm trying to find it on my MTG Assistant. And it doesn't always update like it needs to show me what I am looking for. So I don't see it, and I could have just overlooked it. I'm going to go through it one more time. Yeah, I don't. Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, that's what I thought. I did in fact go 1-6, so that is a 14% win rate. Would not recommend. Now again, it's a lot of people playing Jank versus Jank. You saw it in a lot of those matches, and then of course you had Captain Jund Gamer to really round it out on Game 7. But is this something I would take to any kind of competitive event? No. With the cards you have available to you, it really is a meme deck. But that was the whole point of it. It's supposed to just be fun. And right now, things I didn't like, Seismic Wave, which for some reason I saw most of the games. Disruption Protocol, I saw 0. Shivan Devastator, I saw nearly every single game. Yodia declares war. Saw that almost every single game. So, I don't know what it is specifically about those two ofs that I keep seeing. Now, the other issue, those pain lands. I was constantly doing damage to myself. So, one thing I would possibly consider is getting rid of Shivan Reef and just making it basics. I don't know if that's better. I think that it is, because I feel like a lot of the time when I did hit the Mecha, it was later in the game anyways. And I feel like there was never a moment when I didn't have blue, which isn't a bad thing, but I feel like having more mountains is just better. And so that's kind of where I'm at with it. Now, again, it's a meme deck. It's not meant to be a competitive thing, but if you're gonna try and optimize it, by all means, here it is. And I would love to see a competitive version. I saw some of my peers going off with it, and it has the potential, but it's a little clunky as it is right now. So yeah, it could potentially be optimized. Will it ever be like a tier 1 deck? Probably not. That's not what we're doing here. We're just having fun, and we're doing it at a high level of play. Did I play it well? Absolutely not. Did I try? Probably. I can't talk, but probably absolutely not, because I'm just trying to have fun. I mean, you saw in that one game, I was like, I'm just running out vehicles. I don't care about anything else. Am I going to miss out on damage? Yes, but I'm just trying to get to a Mechtitan core. And I got there. I got to live out my Gundam dreams and do my thing, but it's not great. I would definitely not recommend it. Now, if you have the cards and you just want to play around, by all means. It's a bit of a whale as it stands, just because of all the lands, primarily. The Shivan Devastator is Mythic, so if you're not already running it, don't craft it. Don't bother. Miria, don't craft it. Like, just don't. Mechtitan Core, another one. Don't craft it. And if you're the kind of person that just likes to brew and have fun, and you have the means, whatever the case may be, go for it. Do it. But as it stands, if you're lacking any of these cards, don't. Just don't, unless this is your playstyle, but I would highly advise against it. But other than that, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.